Welcome back. Time now to answer some of your legal questions. Judge Muriel Robinson is here with open phones. Always good to have you with us.
Thank you, Leila.
Right now, we've got Cynthia with us. And Cynthia, thank you for watching, and go ahead with your question, please.
Okay. There was a deed that was gotten for land that was paid for, but the deed was never given to that the person. How would you go about getting a deed that has not been gotten to them?
So it's been paid for, but you don't have the deed.
No.
Okay.
Well, I thought you said you had a deed, but it was never delivered to the person who either purchased the property or the property was given to. Is that correct?
She's off now.
Oh, well, anyway, if you don't have that deed then and it's not recorded, then there's no record of that land transfer. So what you're going to have to do is file a chancery lawsuit to quiet title. And you have to have the information as to when the deed, approximately when the deed was executed, why it was not delivered. A non-delivered deed, it can be problematic, but you have to trace the chain of title, and you do that through Chancery Court, and it's a lawsuit that will quieten the title. You have to notify all heirs that may be heirs that would be affected by that deed. But it doesn't have to be recorded if it was delivered to the person that was supposed to have the property.
Okay.
Then you're okay.
All
So
right.
if you can find it, that would be great.
Okay. All right, we've got Sandy with us right now. Sandy, thank you for watching, and go ahead with your question, please.
Yes, we have someone that has been living in our rental house, and they have moved out, but they didn't take all of their stuff with them, but they turned the electricity off and took part of their property, and they've come back and gotten 3 truckloads of property and a carload, but they made an appointment to come back on the last Saturday and get the rest of it, and they didn't show up, and they still haven't. What can we do about the property that's in there?
Well,
Need to get the house re-rented.
You certainly need to do that. Send them a letter saying they must pick the rest of their personalty up by a certain date. If not, then you can go in there and clean it out. I would hold it a couple of days, but if they're abandoning it, then you can't just let it sit there. So a certified letter that's saying you must remove it. If not, then you're going to have to dispose of it. That's usually how that's handled.
All right. Right now we got Vicki with us. Vicki, thank you for watching, and go ahead, please.
Yes, I do have a question. About almost 3 years ago, we found out that my ex-son-in-law molested my granddaughter, who was a stepdaughter to him, from the age of 6 to 11. He was proven guilty in juvenile court, but he's never been charged. He's never served a day. What could be our next step?
Well, you said that he was tried in juvenile court and convicted. Well, then it might have ended there. There's something missing here that you don't know or I don't know here. So you need to go back and check the records. There's a record of that as to what happened. Now, he could have been put on probation. There's a lot of things. So he could have received a sentence that was not jail term. But you need to discover that. And of course, the victim hopefully has had some psychological counseling or whatever.
So, yeah.
But she's in the mix too, because she's got to be the one that wants to reopen this thing if it's not quite right. But I think if you check those records, there was probably some kind of sentence that may have been probation or something to that order. But certainly go back to that court and look up the records.
All right, going to get one more in. Johnny, thank you for watching. Quickly, if you will, go ahead with your question.
Yes. I'd like to ask Judge Muriel, I wanted a new car, and this lady, she put the money out of her checking account into mine. It's $16,000, and I asked her if they want her name on it, and she said no. And then I got the car, and now she's saying she wants the car back or the money.
Well, did she put her money in your bank account, and did you buy a car and put it in your name?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what happened? Well, my goodness, I don't know why she did that. I think you have a pretty good chance of keeping that car because it's over $16,000. Any kind of contract like that should be in writing. But now she can sue you. Whether or not she's successful, we don't know until the judge says that. Now, if you go to court, you must tell the truth.
Okay.
You can say it was a gift or whatever, but she'll have to take you to court to collect that.
All right. As always, thank you very much,
you.
and you look nice in your green
Well,
there.
thank you.
Judge Robinson will be here the 3rd Tuesday of April if you didn't get through on the phone lines today.